Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a Rio Olympics 2016 limited edition of 2016 pieces. This is the Omega Speedmaster Mark II Rio 2016. The watch has a lot to offer, including genuine bronze, gold, and sterling silver chapter rings on its dial inside the modern-day Speedmaster Mark II revival. So, a tonneau-styled late 60s, early 70s inspired case. We have a larger profile on the wrist than the original, as this in steel is 42.4 millimeters wide, not including crown and pushers. It is 15.2 millimeters thick, and then from lug tip to lug tip, 45.8 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I think the lug to lug dimension here understates how big this wears, and I'll show you why. Normally, sub 46 lug to lug would be a genuinely small watch. Think 36 millimeter Datejust. This has a lot more wrist presence than that. This is massive, and it looks as massive as it is. So I'm going to recommend this for wrists no smaller than mine. I really do think you need a 16 centimeter circumference wrist like mine or larger to wear this well. If you want smaller with the same look, you're going to have to look at an original Mark II from the 60s and 70s. Now, the watch is comfortable. There's no doubt about that. And one feature that I happen to like quite a bit is that if you look underneath, you can see it does have a conventional 20 millimeter lug junction. So it looks like this might be some sort of proprietary integrated bracelet. You can actually use any 20 millimeter strap on this watch. The bracelet's a fascinating piece, clearly vintage inspired. There is a pronounced taper down from the end of the lug. Outer phases are polished, shoulder links are satinated, center links are polished. You can see we have many small cross-section removable links fixed by screws, so sizing this to fit should be a cinch on your wrist. There's also a hugely convenient push-button slider built into the clasp. And I believe you've got 9.6 millimeters of incremental adjustable sizing to fine-tune the fit. So you're going to feel good about how this fits once all is properly sorted. We have a case that is massive. And as you can see, it is a monoblock, as the bezel and the case band are all one piece, and everything loads through the case back. So that's how you get this seamless junction of case and bezel. We've got a longitudinal satination on the flanks. We have a end-to-end longitudinal bevel. We have this lapping machine radial grain, very similar to what you would have seen on the 1970s original. And you can see that the bezel flattens out just before it reaches the sapphire. So it does have a little bit of a change of plane that adds some nuance to the shape of this otherwise tonneau-shaped curved bezel. There's a little bit of a countersink to the chronograph pushers and the crown. They sit somewhat recessed. And you can see that the dial of the watch has several different focal planes. A big change here compared to the original, we have the tachymeter printed on the underside of the sapphire, and then it's backlit by luminescent material. The dial base, as you could see, is black with sub-registers that feature a concentric pattern inboard. So you can see each one of those features an inboard concentric pattern. We have that staggered racing dial, combination of minutes and hash marks that dates back to the late 1960s on Omega watches. This is often described as the racing dial. And then we have genuine bronze, gold, and sterling silver sub-registers representing the three medals given out for first, second, and third place at Olympic events. Let's do a quick loom shot so you can see this watch in the dark, including that exotic tachymeter scale. In conjunction with the chronograph seconds hand, you can use the tachymeter to gauge the speed of an object, such as a racer around a track, which is appropriate for Olympic competition. What's inside? Well, it's actually a modified Valjoux 7753. You can see the Rio Olympics logo on the reverse side, and this watch is 100 meters water resistant. It does have an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, so that's nice. It does feature a column wheel conversion of the Valjoux to become the Omega caliber 3330. So instead of the old coulisse system, here we have a true column wheel for crisp action. And yes, it is a revival of the old Mark II. The movement is an automatic winder. The original Mark II was not. So what we have here is a 7753, and you know that because you see it's a balanced tri-register design rather than 1, 2, 3 as you normally see on a 7750. Now in the process of shifting everything 90 degrees, you lose the quick set, which is why there's a pusher adjuster on the side to correct the date. The watch still retains the hacking or stop seconds function. There are quite a few changes going from the 7753 to the Omega 3330. Here, longer power reserve, now 52 hours rather than 42. It's still a beat rate of 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 8 beats per second. It's now free-sprung, adjusted in 5 positions, and chronometer certified. It's been converted to the George Daniels style coaxial escapement of the latest generation to improve power reserve, reduce maintenance requirements, and improve chronometry. And this movement that you see right here is a unidirectional winder with a highly efficient winding action and a free-sprung balance wheel adjusted in 5 positions for more precise setting, yes, but also for greater shock tolerance. One of the advantages of the free-sprung architecture. It becomes a very, very, very different movement as the 3330 than it was as the 7753. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Speedmaster Mark II Rio edition.